Not to the ignorant shit. Uh, the first battle I heard you call out Verb was the Vixen one, and he was right in the crowd. And ever since then, you've been going back and forth. Now it's finally booked. Just give me your thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, all this stuff kind of happened. I mean, I think you guys are pretty well versed in knowing that, like, I have a lot of guys that love to just talk, about me, my career, how I've chosen to do it, whether or not I'm great or not. It started with surf, back in, when Spaces started at Midnight Madness and things like that. Yeah. And then, it moved on to Verb. One thing about me as a battle rapper is I am an opponent that a guy can seek out that high leagues will book and the highest league can't block. So it's like, hey, if I'm trying to get a bag or whatever, if I want a main event somewhere or whatever, and I'm associated with URL, they're not gonna say, yo, why are you want to battle this person there? Like, you could battle them here. They can't say that with me.
Yeah.
So at some point, Verb took over from Surf Spot and just kind of started antagonizing me, kind of the same way that he did, None, Chef Trez, Swamp, Mike P, some of these other guys. But it's a marketing. He's Captain Marketable for a reason. He generates revenue via spending this time antagonizing. He ups his bags. He promotes correctly or whatever, and he doesn't battle a lot. He doesn't battle as many times per year. So if he can go ahead and just pick out guys that he wants to battle, guys are going to take a Verb battle, and he can make the most money out of those situations 4 times a year, then that's genius for him. So I kind of took it a little bit offensive because I always supported Verb. I've always supported his career. I've been there. I came to his battles. I've dapped it up with him, shook hands with him. We've always been cool. He had Bars Major, who was on Warrior Island. Bars reached out. I went down there to Nashville. Verb hosted it. I don't like to say the terms gave a shot, but at the end of the day, I was A-Ward, he was Bars Major. You know what I mean? Like, I was down there, doing a battle. And so I've done things, and I've always represented the Midwest and supported it. So I kind of took offense to, like, just how, disrespectful I felt he was being. Because, like, there's a level of promo where you could be like, you're trash, you're garbage, you're this, you're that, or whatever. But I thought he was taking it to a different level of disrespect. So I was like, okay, this is kind of wild being from the Midwest. So when he did that, I obviously knew he was going to be in the building, or assumed he would be in the building for Hitman Easy. So I went ahead and called him out in the Vixen battle. And I didn't know where he was at in the crowd. I didn't know that he was, like, standing over there with Joe Budden and Queen's Flip or whatever. So after the bar hit, obviously we have this back and forth, going back and forth. I think that just kind of lit a fire under it, but it also, helped him. Like, he needs that motivation to write to kind of, like, make him want to battle. So,
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. He's battled like 1,000 times. So, yeah, got to make it personal, I guess.
Yeah.
What's going to be your approach with this battle? And I want to ask you about possibly your champion rankings, I guess, if you care about that. I don't know, some of you guys don't anymore, but yeah, just about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I approach most battles the same, go out there and be great. There's a reason why I've been considered one of the best battlers in the world for the last, 5 years in a row. It's because, I consistently perform at the top level, against whatever competition it may be, whatever league, wherever it's at, And so I anticipate going out and doing the same thing against Aye Verb,
Do you think he's gonna do something you don't expect? Because versus your Big K battle, you made Big K rebuttal, which is crazy. Like, he never does that.
Yeah. Well, what I think Verb is, I just think Verb is trying to control everything outside of the battle, so that when the battle comes, people want to hear what he has to say, and people are going to, without all this promo and all of this extra stuff, right? If we get into a battle and he calls me salmon, right? It's not going to hit. It's just going to be like, Verb's over here saying weird stuff again. You know what I mean? So if he goes and makes all of these jokes and, like, talks this big thing up or whatever, the minute he comes out, with, those types of jokes, those types of, comments and different things, and he's got everybody who can't wait to hear what he has to say. So I think he's just trying to control everything outside of the battle, so that when we get in there, he has somewhat of an advantage. I don't foresee him rebuttaling. If he does, cool. But I'm also not a proponent of like, oh my gosh, you get credit because you rebutted and you don't ever rebuttal. I'm not that kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like it's I think that's kind of silly. It's not like, hey, Ward, you get credit because you had a Coke So White line and you've never done that before. It's got to be good. You know what I mean? Something like that. So yeah. So but yeah, I mean, I definitely think that the battle is set up for him to. I don't want to say for him to win. I don't want to make an excuse or anything. I definitely think the battle in the room and the promo or whatever is set up for him to go in there and have a really good showing. I think people want to see us rap. We're in the blue room. We're not on the main stage. He's gonna have Ice Pack and Hitman there. He's gonna have guys that that are gonna be hyping him up, making him feel very confident, encouraging or whatever. And I think that a lot of the promo and what he's talked about, people are going to be a little bit more attentive to want to hear what Verb says rather than in like a normal battle if we just found out Verb was battling somebody.
Yeah. Ward, when Verb battled KCJ, he had a notorious line where he said, "I am a grinder," right? One thing I've always respected about you is your grind, man. This is a two-part question.